Everyone loves synthesizers. Our synth provide this beautiful palette of different opportunities. Today's video is about adding synth into our previously recorded music. Any form of synthesizer gives us an opportunity to add additional vibrations into our music. Before we do anything with it, you ask yourself why you want to use it. This question will allow us to point towards a specific direction. Do you want to use the synth as a lead? Do you want to use the synth to improvise, to do some kind of strong solo? Or do you want to use it like a carpet to decorate background of the sound with this delicate flavor of it? I'm thinking before I use any synth, I'm going to slightly meditate, like take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, and then ask myself what I want to use the synth for. What's the purpose of that synth in my music? I would meditate for a few minutes, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, and then try to see a clear vision what I want from that music. For the purpose of this video, we already created 3 different synth. We call it a synth 1, synth 2, synth 3. But to be honest with you, synth 1 stands for the lead synth. Synth 2 stands for the solo synth. The next one and they all got a different purpose. The clear vision of mine helps me to redirect my focus into a specific direction. Okay? There are so many beautiful synths out there. The MPC X, as it provides a variety of different phenomenal sounds. Now, I can lose myself in them if I don't have a specific vision. Okay? So the lead is gonna lead me towards the sounds, what stands out. The solo lead will allows me to search for this improvisation element in my music. And of course, the carpet synth, it's gonna allow me to add this additional flavor into the previously recorded components. So it's a win-win situation, and I start shaping my music the way I desire. Since we are adding our synth into pre-existing music, let's just listen that piece of music first, okay? This is the music pre-recorded, what we are about to add some synths to. This is the introduction. That's the verse. We are about to roll back to the introduction. So take a listen. And there's the introduction once again. Okay, so we've got the pretty decent idea how it sounds now. Our goal is to add some synth into that introduction and also a verse today. I'm gonna show you how I search for my synth now. Okay, so instead of using my synths, we are going to create a synth number 4, and this is how we are going to search for it. Right now, we are adding a plugin. We are naming the plugin Synth 4. And now, on the plugins, we are going to generate some sounds. You see, I have to ask myself, do I need a lead? Do I need a carpet sound or solo sound? Let's start with the lead. Let's just do a DP4. And now on the DP4, I'm gonna scroll through the sounds. This is the first, second sound, third. Okay. If I tap, there's a list of different flavors of that synthesizer. It basically it gives me a list of different key words of key synths I can choose from. I can see the pad lead, a lead, and synth, plugs, motion. Right? These names give me a specific direction I can follow. And now, under this solo synth, we are going to scroll, the lead synth, we are going to scroll until we find something valuable. So most of them, they sound beautiful. I could use 80% of the sounds we just played, no problem. Okay? But there's a secret to it. You see, every single sound vibrates on its own. Your music previously recorded, it's a combination of vibrations. There is a vibration between the piano and the bass and the congas, and so on. The acoustic guitar, electric guitar, depending what you use. So now, I'm thinking, instead of being so selfish and just using the sound I deeply love, I'm gonna test that loving sound against the existing music. And then the combination of these two will give me the answer if the sound is right. Okay? So I developed over the years this technique of playing, of repeating a specific notes, like, for example, like this. And I won't change, and I'm gonna basically play the music and play these notes through that introduction, what we mentioned earlier, which is based on B-flat major 7 and B-flat sus4. So these 4 notes will perfectly fit for both chords, so I don't have to worry about the chords progression. And by doing so, I'm gonna scroll through the sound, on top of that music. So we're going to hit the music, play the intro over and over again, and I'm gonna fool around with those 4 notes and try to find something what it's gonna kind of complement the music very well. Alright, if I don't find anything, I go to another choice. A lead soft, a lead hard. Let's do a lead hard. And there's a bunch of... Let's play them. So you see they sound amazing. But it doesn't mean that they will sound terrific with the music. See, too much? Too rhythmic? Too much? I can play another octave. And of course I can control the volume of that sound later on. Let's move forward. Okay, once you find something what basically makes sense with the music, it's like, oh, this cohesive, right? It works together. You just save it. Okay, so this is additional track available to you. Just remember this, since we are dealing with sequences, make sure that this sequence, the next sequence, has access to that sound as well. I will explain later. But for now, this is very important. So now we search for the sound we like and the sound goes with the music. Okay, so now, voila. I would never expect that this sound by itself is gonna fit perfectly that music. That is why we always want to have a reference point with the music so we can just fool around with it. It's just very often my favorite synth won't work with certain kind of music. The reason why we want to use 3 or 4 synths through all the sequences is because we want to have easy access to them, and when we decide to change them, we will just switch to a different track and start fooling around with a different kind of flavor. This will prevent us from stopping, freezing, and trying to, be creative. We just grab wherever we have and continue our work with some kind of momentum. Once I have this sound I like, I'm gonna fool around with this sound and see how far I can push that sound, right? And what we can do or record with it. Having a vision towards your creation allows you to look at your creation from perspective of a third-party individual, which means you're not emotionally attached to anything. You observe the unfolding and then you make decisions based on how you feel. Okay? It's very easy by being emotionally involved to kind of overwhelm yourself and present some sounds, like add too much of the synth into the music. So I'm thinking the music already exists and music already cooks on its own. My goal is to decorate that music, not to smash it with the synth. So I'm gonna carefully fool around with my piano or the pads if you don't have the keyboard, to the point that I'm gonna find something interesting. And then once I find it, I'm gonna just grab it and record it. Okay? So just give me a few minutes and hopefully we'll find something available. So I'm gonna just hit play and start using that synth. Okay, let's try it. Okay, and of course, I made some mistakes here. I played D instead of, but it's not important right now. Okay. And now we have it, right? Makes sense. I suggest that we take a pause right now and kind of look back what just happened to us. Like reflect upon the subject. During the second part of this video, we will continue with different synths, different ideas, approaches, topics, and tips regarding the synth. Okay, so stay tuned. Until then, my name is Piotr Kowalczyk. See you next time.